All right, what's good, everybody? So I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. Tonight, I'm going to talk about the 4 moves that you can do to get your first investment property. All right. And we do it by becoming the bank. So we're going to do it with no credit checks, no filling out credit applications, no qualifying for debt, showing W-2s. You don't even need a realtor. All right. And a lot of times you can do it without needing a lump sum of money out of your own pocket. Now, you guys got to excuse me for being a little late tonight. All right. I'm in my new studio apartment that I got for creating content strictly for you guys. So I'm still kind of over here setting up a little bit. All right. So it don't look as good as it's about to look. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining me. And hey, guys, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you feel like I brought you some value tonight, consider subscribing to my channel. All right. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. And hey, we're about to get to it.
I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. Hustle to the end. We some no-quitters. Knock it out the park. We for show hitters. Right, left hemisphere. That's a don't splitter. Yeah. We control our own destiny. Make moves. Cultivate whole legacy. Creative finance. Bring more ecstasy. The right ingredients. Now that's a dope recipe.
All right, what's good, everybody? So got my guy Joe on the scene tonight. All right, Joe's one of my inner circle students, man. He just became an inner circle member a couple of weeks ago, so that's pretty dope. Oh, just dropped something, man. I don't got my whole setup right yet. Anyway, Joe, man, it's crazy because Kali has a deal he's working, and I had to hop on the phone today with his seller to get her agree to take the amount that we wanted. So we're going hard over here, man. Don't forget to hit that like button too, man. Get us in that algorithm. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right, drop one of my dang lights. Dude, it's tough getting set up for you guys, man. This takes a lot of my time and shit. All right. And energy. I need coffee. All right. So tonight, guys, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the 4 moves that you can make to get your first property. All right. And they're pretty simple moves. One, you just have to really be a go-getter. I hate to sound cliche, but that's what it is, man. If you're a go-getter, the opportunities are out here for you. All right. So tonight, let me just see something. I've got a little something in store for you guys too, for all of my new viewers. All right. I'm going to hook you guys up coming up on Tuesday, but let's dive right in. All right. In order to get your first property, and we're doing this by becoming the bank. All right. So we want to do this with no credit checks, no showing our W-2s. We're not going to use a realtor. We're not filling out credit applications. We're not qualifying for debt. We don't personally guarantee that debt either. And I know that it sounds crazy if you're new to my channel, right? But my inner circle students know this. And there's a good handful of people out here in this industry that know how to do this. And it's a blue ocean right now. All right. So you want to get into this before it becomes a red ocean like wholesaling, because this is not wholesaling. We want to buy these properties and we want to hold on to these properties and cash flow them. All right. And a lot of times we're going to do this with little to no money out of our own pocket. So I haven't had a lot of time this weekend, but I've got a property that we just got. We got it probably about a month and a half ago, and we're getting ready to put it on the market. And we got that thing by taking over the existing mortgage. All right. We didn't have to pay a lot of money for it. And there were definitely no credit checks. So if you guys have questions, I want you to put your questions in the comments. And it's been a while since I've been on YouTube. So definitely put where you're from. All right. Because I'm a small town Iowa guy. I like to know where people are from that are watching the show, man, watching my channel. And put them in the comments, and I'll do my best to get to your questions. All right. Because this is a live YouTube. I try to do as many lives as I possibly can so that I can answer your guys' questions. So the very first move that you're going to make, the very first move is we're going to find off-market deals. We're looking for off-market deals, guys. Listen, if the house is for sale, if it is for sale, we don't want it. We don't want it. All right. If the house is for sale, and you're going to see coming up the way that the market, Dallas, Texas, in the house. All right. Trading with Trey. What's up, homie? You guys are going to see with the way that the market is changing, there are going to be a lot more houses for sale. And you're going to see a lot of price drops on these houses when you're out there looking for them. Now, if you're looking for on-market deals, you're definitely going to see those price drops. What we want to do is we want to go after properties that have not been advertised for sale yet. All right. We want no competition off-market deals. This is the best way to really get the best deals. I mean, it's the best way to get the best deals. And then it's also the best way that you can become the bank. All right. Because not a lot of people know about these options. So if the house is for sale, okay, we got Philly in the house. Yeah, we got North Carolina. We got my guy. Look at Key. Okay. Sioux City. That's what's up. So we want to buy these houses by taking over the existing mortgage. All right. And not a lot of people know about these options. So part of our system is to gain credibility and to counsel them. But then also the next step in that is to educate them. We educate them on the options that they have, because if they don't know about it, well, they're not going to do it. They don't know it exists. Come on now, y'all. All right. So let me see here. Now, the next thing that we want to do is once you find this off-market deal, we're going to contact the seller and we're going to negotiate terms with the seller. Negotiate terms. For those of you that don't know what terms is, that simply means that we're going to get the house on payments. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but a good majority of the houses in the United States, they don't even have a mortgage on them. So yes, we buy houses by taking over the existing mortgage. All right. But if a house is owned outright, there is no mortgage on it. Well, there isn't a mortgage for us to take over. But there's a solution for that too, y'all. What we do is we turn the seller into our bank. All right. And there's many ways to break that down to a seller and to negotiate with them. But I'm going to tell you the best way to negotiate right now. All right. The best way, and this is an overall principle with any sort of negotiating that you do, is you never, ever start with what you want. Never start with what you want. All right. So if your objective is to purchase that house, you don't go in there asking them how much their sale price is. You don't go in there asking them if they want to sell the house even. Right? We don't do that. The number one way to negotiate with people is to find out what their problem is and then find out what their goal is. All right. What they want to accomplish. If that problem were solved in a perfect world, how would you like this to end up? In a perfect world, what is your perfect solution? Boom. Now we know the problem, then we know the solution. So we become the architect that gets them from that problem to that solution. And that shows them that we're competent and capable of doing that. All right. So, first one, find off market deals, guys. Do not be on the market looking for deals. Forget about realtors, man. I love realtors too. Now, don't get it twisted. I love my realtors. I've got a few realtors that are students of mine. All right. And one of them in particular is doing quite well right now. Right. But for the purposes of being an investor, we work with realtors. All right. But initially, just set that to the side. All right. Set that to the side. We're going direct to seller, directly to the owner. We will negotiate with them. We're not negotiating through a third party because things get lost in translation and just all types of crap happens. So the next thing, right? Once you negotiate that, right, and we let that person know that we can be the solution to their problem, we can give them debt relief, and we'll take over their mortgage payments, continue to make those payments for them until we either sell the house or that loan is paid off. That's just what we do, right? Now, the next thing, you got to have it. You've got to have it, the proper paperwork. You got to have the proper paperwork. That's the number one thing with what we do. The pen is mightier than the sword, guys. The pen, it has always been mightier than the sword. But you've got to know the basic principles of a contract. what needs to be in a contract, and then what contracts do you need? What contracts are going to protect you and protect the seller? Because contracts cannot be one-sided, right? They can't just be I win everything and then you pretty much lose out, because a judge will reverse that contract so fast, man, your head will spin. All right. So a couple of things you do want to have is, one, your standard purchase and sale agreement. Then your CTF letter, we call it the cover the family letter, seller acknowledgments. They're not on drugs or alcohol at the time, right? They are mentally competent. They understand and feel that this was a fair negotiation. They did get something in consideration for their house, right? Some money or whatever it is. And then they understand that it's not a loan, right? There's a lot of things that go into that. All right. But this is important, having that paperwork. All right. And then the fourth and final thing, boom, your assignment contract. Your assignment contract. Now, for those of you that do wholesaling, I'm sure that you've heard of an assignment before. All right. But there are many forms of an assignment. You can assign damn near anything, guys. They assign people's mortgages. So when you go get a mortgage, right? And I know I'm getting a little off, well, no, this isn't off topic, but when you go apply for a mortgage and then you get approved, right? Say you did it with Wells Fargo, right? You got approved, boom, you go get your house. Well, 2 years later, 3 years later, something's up with the mortgage, right? So you got to call into customer service. Well, you call Wells Fargo and you're on the phone with the agent and they're like, well, we don't have a loan for you. We don't. And you're like, what are you talking about? Because I applied at Wells Fargo. I went through the underwriting process and all that good stuff with Wells Fargo. So how do you not have a loan for me? I've been paying you guys this entire time. Little do you know, Wells Fargo assigned your debt on the secondary market to another bank, another a trust fund, right? An investment group. I mean, there's so many people and groups and entities out here buying up debt. That's what they do. They assign it on the secondary market. So you can assign a purchase and sale agreement, right? And that's a wholesaling transaction. If you say, hey, I'm going to give you $100,000 for this house, and we're gonna need 30 days to close. During that 30 days, you market that property and you sell it for 120,000. So you made a $20,000 assignment. You assign that contract. Well, let's say that you bought a house on a lease option, right? On a lease, you're making payments. Well, we're going to assign that lease to our buyer. So long story short, a lot of different assignments, guys. So it's critical that you understand all of the different types of assignments that you can do. All right. But let's get back to it. The very first thing that we got to do, guys, find an off-market deal. All right. Find an off-market deal. Next thing that we do is we negotiate the terms with the seller, but we let that seller know that we're here to solve their problem. We're not just here to try to buy their house at the lowest cost possible. See, when you negotiate with terms, you can offer the seller more money. You can get them as close to their asking price as possible. A lot of times you can even get them their asking price because we are not going to borrow all of that money. We are turning them into our bank and we'll make payments to them. So if we can negotiate terms, right? If the house is 100,000 and it's worth 100,000, as an investor, you would need to get that house. If you were doing it the traditional way, you would need to get that house at 80,000, 70,000, really, because you want to get it at 70% market value minus any repairs that you got to make. All right. But when you're buying it on terms, we don't have to go get that whole 100,000. So yes, we'll give you 100,000 if we can give you $1,000 a month. So I pretty much bought a property for $1,000 because once I pay that first payment, right? I pay that first $1,000. Now I've got an entire month to find a buyer. And all we do is we find that buyer and we put that buyer in our place. So now that buyer is going to be paying us, right? At least the minimum of 1,000, because that covers the payments we agreed to. But we're going to charge them more, and whatever we charge them, that's more than what we agreed to. That's our monthly cash flow. That's our profit. All right. So guys, these are the 4 moves that you need to do to get started in real estate. This is the simple way to get a property, right? This is a high level overview of that framework. But if you guys have any questions, you can put them in the comments. Also, guys, I'm going to be having a free training. All right. This Tuesday, November 1st at 7 p.m. Central. there's a link in the description where you can sign up for that. All right. You're just going to put in your name, your email address, and your phone number. Once you hit submit, you'll get an email with the private Zoom link for the training. It's 90 minutes long. I'm giving you guys the game. Matter of fact, this is so heavy, right, that I had a student reach out to me yesterday, right? He's a new student. He was actually in the challenge with Joe. Joe went through my challenge, which is a requirement to apply for my inner circle. You've got to go through the challenge first. So Joe went through the challenge with this student. They both became inner circle members. During the challenge, I had the students out looking, man, out taking action steps so that we can get a property. So one of the students from my hometown is out there getting after it, right? He's out there getting after it. So he hits me up yesterday like, hey, man, I got an appointment with the seller. Can we link up today so we can go over some options on an offer? I'm like, hey, man, I don't have a whole lot of time, but let's set something up at 4 o'clock. Dude, I forgot all about him. I'm over here setting up my content apartment and all that stuff. I look at my my phone. I'm like, oh, man, I was a little late. I call him. He's on the phone with the seller on the other line. So long story short, he patches me in. Boom. She accepted our offer. She accepted our offer. Okay, so me and a couple of my buddies just started an LLC. We're looking to take your course and connect with your team. Do you have any people on your team local to the Dallas area that we could connect with? So we do have some GoGetter family members trading with Trey. We do have some GoGetter family members in the Texas area. A lot of them just went through the challenge that we had in October. Well, just at the beginning of this month. So I don't have anybody that's on my acquisitions team in Dallas or in Texas, but I've got a lot of students that are in Texas that are making some moves. So absolutely, man, absolutely. And that's what the GoGetter family is about, honestly, is networking and connecting with each other and really stepping in, man. So one of the students, okay, so this is an example. I've got a student who's a realtor in Florida, in Miami, Florida. And then I've got another student who's he's like an AAU basketball coach in Pennsylvania. Well, the one in Pennsylvania set up some texting campaign, and he was having getting some good traction with that. So my student from Florida calls the one in Pennsylvania, gets his texting script. Dude, don't you know, the next thing you know, a week later, my student in Florida had got a deal under contract. But it was because he changed up his texting. So that's what the GoGetter family is all about, man, that networking. I appreciate you being interested. And you can come to that free training on Tuesday. And then if you'd like, get signed up for our Become the Bank Challenge. You get a lot of game in there. A lot of game, man. Joel will attest to that, man. He's out there making moves too. So if you guys don't have any more questions, man, I'm going to get up out of here. I just had to jump on YouTube because I haven't been on here in a while, man. I've been super busy lately. I got a couple of houses we're working. One of them just got finished that we're putting on the market. I'll be getting that on the market probably on Tuesday so we can get that thing going. I'm revamping a lot of things, guys. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to look for it. I just became a certified affordable housing provider, and that's with my mentor, the big homie, Lou Brown. He calls it street smart investing. And essentially, that's what this is. That's why I call this the GoGetter family. If you're a go-getter, you can do this real estate. You can absolutely 100% do this real estate. All right. You just got to be a go-getter and a problem solver. So I appreciate you guys popping in tonight, man. I hope that this helped you out a little bit. Don't forget, we're having that free training November 1st, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. All right. There's a link in the description. Just click that link and you can sign up. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you feel like I brought you some value today, I want you to be a player about it and hit that subscribe button. But I'm out of here, guys. Till next time, let's get to it, y'all.